Hi, my name is Sam Johnson and I'm a voice teacher. Today I'm going to be reacting to and analyzing CHEN performing Cherry Blossom Love Song. He's already in character. Even though he's in the booth, he's not performing to anyone except for us. So I guess he is performing quite a bit. He knows what this is going to be released as.
가득히 깊어진 밤이면 숨었던 그리움 고개를 드네 지키지 못한 약속들이 별들처럼 떠다니 긴 밤에 불어온 바람 그대 숨결인 것만 같아 괴로웠다.
You can see his larynx rise a little bit at the end there. So the larynx is your voice box, basically. It's the Adam's apple that guys have, but girls have one too. You can see at the end when he went to that E, it just raised a little bit. Sometimes in good singing, we look for it to be mostly free, so it can raise a little bit, it can lower a little bit if it needs to get the sound. But that looked like it was kind of just an extrinsic muscle raising of the larynx. I think if he just dropped his jaw a little bit and opened up that vowel, he wouldn't really have that problem anymore. It's not like a huge problem, and we know that he can sing super well, so let's see if it affects him later on. And it doesn't. Nice job letting it blend back down into his chest voice. It's so interesting, this angle. You can see everything that his larynx is doing, and just watching it bounce around a little bit but stay generally low shows that he's pretty comfortable with this. A lot of the time, if your tongue starts engaging in a weird way, it will start raising your larynx, or if we use other extrinsic muscles to help our singing, that will start raising the larynx. You can do a test to see how it does affect your singing. Put your hand on your throat, find that little bump, it might be more prominent for some people, and then swallow. You feel how it goes up. Now try singing while swallowing. It just doesn't work. Like, it's impossible. And the same thing kind of happens if it starts raising without swallowing, as it engages all of those swallowing muscles. Your body thinks like it's swallowing and it just cuts everything off. That's why a lot of people are so concerned with lifting the soft palate, is because generally if your larynx is allowed to stay down like that, the soft palate has a little bit of a raise to it. But I don't think it's a complete cause of why that happens. It's more that like it just kind of lifts a little bit if you let everything else sound and feel really good. But it is a good thing to monitor to make sure that your larynx isn't rising a lot while you're singing. His is staying in a pretty nice area where it's not going too far up, but it is just free to kind of roam around. You also get a little bit of the sound that he wants because it's not just the super depressed larynx all the way through. I love that he stays in character during the instrumental bits. Yeah, and you can't see really any other muscularity getting involved as he's singing this. He's doing the same melody. It's the chorus where it's just repeated, but he's singing it in a different way, where the first chorus he let it be a little bit softer all the way through. This one he's leaning into that sound. He used the first chorus to kind of place his voice though. You can think of it as it being a preparation for the second one that's a little bit more intense, where we just stretch, get into the right place, but we don't really push it. We're kind of just testing out the waters. Then he just leans into it, but he doesn't change anything else. He doesn't try to engage anymore. I mean, go rewind. You see in the first one, he doesn't really have any stress or tension in his neck. The same thing is true when he starts leaning into it. I also love that even when he does flip, he's able to come back down to a place that's very connected. That takes a lot of skill, especially going from like flipped place up at the top to a connected and strong place where we start crescendoing on the way back down. That takes a lot of skill. He's in a good place. It looks like he's singing super easily. Like right there, that's such a nice sound. That was up to the A, so it's not like a low note. It looks very relaxed. Character through the entire thing. That's an important skill, actually. A lot of times when we have an intro where it's just music, people think that they don't really have to act or they don't have to be engaged. But if you set it up where like you're this character from the moment that the music starts and you keep that through all of the music breaks, it just lets us stay involved in the character all the way through. With him, he keeps it from the very moment that the camera's on all the way through to the end. He is in character that entire time. That helps keep him motivated as a performer to know what he's singing about, because he's not just thinking, hey, here's this next note, here's this hard high note. He's thinking about the words. He's thinking about what he's singing and how that affects him as a person. If he let the character drop during the middle of it, it would be hard to come back in, and as an audience member, it would just be confusing. It's like, wait, is he the character now or not? It just is bad. So if you're performing at all, start paying attention to that, to whether you're staying engaged all the way through it, or if there are times where you're losing concentration. Sometimes just keeping that focus actually solves a lot of vocal problems for you, so you don't really need to think about all the technique stuff, because it lets your body work in the way that it knows how to work. If you've been practicing vocal technique for a while and you feel pretty comfortable with a lot of things, but you're just like stuck in your head, maybe switch what your focus is to the meaning of everything. It'll let your body kind of relax, do what it already knows what to do, and it's just so much more interesting to watch. Chen does a great job at that. You never see at any point him get tense or start trying to care about the vocal technique, really. It seems like he's just completely involved in what he's singing about. So if there is anything in his head about like, oh no, here's this high note, what am I supposed to do? He sure doesn't let it show. And like, a lot of times people get in their head and they're like, oh man, that stinks. I was so bad that time. But no one is actually going to notice unless you show it. So just keep it to yourself if you feel like you messed up, because most people just won't notice if you mess up, as long as you stay committed all the way through. There is no benefit when you're in a performance to breaking character. There just isn't. Like, it changes the meaning of everything completely. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. If you're interested in signing up for a lesson with me, even though I don't really have any times available, go check out my website, vocalease.net, until any new times are posted. I also have links in my description to my Instagram, my Patreon, and my Twitter, which are all there. They all exist. Thank you.